to start this morning on BBC Radio Berkshire, focusing in on Sikh weddings. There is a huge event happening in Slough tomorrow. The Sikh Wedding Fair gets underway down at Khalsa Primary in Slough. We're going to hear but more about what's going to be there. If you fancy taking a little look around, Navrup Kaur is here with me. Good morning.
Morning.
Really good to have you on the show. Before we get to all the stallholders, all the things taking place during the wedding fair, we should explain what makes Sikh weddings so unique. What happens?
So, thanks for having us, by the way. So with the Sikh wedding, it's part of 4 ceremonies that a Sikh goes through in their life. And it's one of the biggest because it's one of the ones that you're conscious for. So obviously, being born is one, and then, when you die is one, but you're not a part of those. And then the initiation ceremony, and then the Anand Karaj, which is our wedding ceremony. Those are the ones we're very conscious for, with in terms of making that decision to partake in that. So for us, it's really important that there's a consciousness around I'm going to be doing this and what it means to me in the future. And so it's like a really big part of our lives, and we take it forward with us in our marriage and even our parenting. So it's a big deal.
Describe the ceremony for us.
Yeah, so the ceremony in itself consists of the husband and wife coming together in the place of worship, which is called the Gurudwara, and they stand together in front of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is our living Guru, and the scripture is read. A part called the Lama, which was written by our 4th Guru, is recited, and there's 4 lavs, so there's 4 rounds, and each round is an instruction that's given. So the husband and wife to be, they stand or sit in attention listening to the instruction. Then once it's finished, they bow their heads and they walk around Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and then they bow again, bowing their heads to the ground to say, I accept this instruction, and I will take this forward in my marriage and in my life. And they do that 4 times. And then it's concluded with, a supplication, which is a collective prayer with the whole of the congregation, where we just ask for blessings for the husband and wife. So it's a really beautiful and highly, highly spiritual experience to go through. And I think it's important that our community understand that, but it's kind of been very, very much lost into the materialistic part of the marriage. So yeah, it's a really beautiful ceremony.
Do you know, your description of the ceremony is just incredible, that every single moment means something. It means something in that spiritual journey, what you're doing and what you're going through. And yet we do want to talk about the kind of colours, the sights and sounds, that materialistic aspect that you're talking about, because we do think of it as a really vibrant event. So give us a sense of those colours, the things that you'll see.
So in terms of, we're talking about colours, for example, even that can be something that's quite lost within the community, because we've kind of adopted other faiths and the colours that they wear on their ceremonies. But ultimately, we were never bound in our faith to wear a certain colour on your wedding. So the girl is not meant to wear red or pink, for example. And so having an event and having like this Sikhi marriage week, which we've been running for 3 years, we're into our 3rd year starting on Monday, was about really just that small little detail, but making, young brides to be understand that, you can wear any colour that you want. You don't need to be restricted by, what tradition says. But actually, ultimately, our tradition in terms of our Sikh faith says that, you can wear whatever colour you want. For me, I wore orange. I know other people that, navy blue is like a very, very main and popular colour that a lot of brides wear on their wedding, because that is obviously a Sikh colour. But people come, the congregation will come and they'll dress up and they want to celebrate, and they're not bound to anything that they want to wear really. But it is a very vibrant affair. and it can be, very, very spiritual for those watching and taking part as a part of the congregation as well, especially if the husband and wife to be are very, very much joined in that kind of meditative state during the ceremony.
I was lucky enough actually to go to a Sikh wedding, which was actually out in Italy. So you can imagine the setting was beautiful. And at the end of the ceremony, the bride was in tears. She was perhaps for someone looking in thinking, well, surely this is the happiest day of your life. But she was sad to be leaving her family and joining her husband. Is that a traditional thing, or is that just unique to the bride that I met?
I think that, attachment is something that we all have. And I think, even for myself, I didn't necessarily feel very emotional at the end of my ceremony. I was in more of a calm and joyous state because of what I had just done. I could feel this, this kind of invisible connection that had just been formed between me and my partner to be. I didn't really know my partner, although I chose him. I didn't have any kind of we hadn't had really long discussions or dated or anything like that, but I knew that something really, really special had taken place between us through us walking around and making that commitment. But I, at the end, when I was leaving my house, yes, I felt like, I'm not going to see my mum and dad every day. I'm going to be starting a new life. I'm starting again. And I think that's why women in our faith have a lot of resilience, because they're able to do that, and take it forward in their lives, and just be really, really strong, because they've had to go through this big kind of upheaval of their life. Whereas the men in our community, who are also strong in their own ways, have never had to face that kind of. And so for us, it can be emotional, but that's not the spiritual side of us. That's the more kind of worldly side of, I'm going to leave my mum and dad now. I'm going to leave my house that I've grown up in.
It's a natural thing. It really is.
Yes,
let's get to this exciting event then tomorrow. What's happening?
So for a few years now, we've been thinking about, especially because of Sikhi Marriage Week was, first formed and initiated, at the start of the first lockdown. So we really saw a lot of our own, kind of businesses within our community suffer. And we have thought to ourselves, we're doing this. How can we give back to, people who have their own businesses within our community? And so it wasn't the right time to do that now, because things have the restrictions have lifted and we're in a better place now. We decided this is the year to do the first ever Sikhi Wedding Fair. There's a Muslim wedding fair, there's Christian wedding fairs, there's general wedding fairs, but there's never anything that's very, very specific to the Sikh faith. So we thought, as all the organisations who have come together to do this collaboration, we thought this is the year that we need to do it. So what it is going to be about is a whole day of potential grooms and wives coming to Casa Primary School. They will be able to meet photographers, videographers, the caterers, wedding outfit people, anything you can think of, vendors in terms of, your wedding and what you need, they're going to be there, but they will be from the Sikh community, because we thought it's just a way to give back to them and give them the opportunity to connect them with potential clients. At the same time, we're going to use the opportunity as Sikh charities, all of us, to really support the community, give them a better understanding of the Anand Garage. Do they understand what it's about and what's the foundation of it? How can they contribute and prepare to allow themselves to be open and blockage free to have a really, really spiritual experience? And also signposting will be happening on the day. So, if you do later on in life have some trouble in your marriage, which happens to all of us, where can you go within the community? Who can support you? And there's also going to be, workshops that are going to be happening around mindset before marriage. And even we're going to be having workshops inside Darbar Sahib, where you will, take part in, a marriage ceremony. And we're going to have, volunteers there who are going to be showing the couples to be, this is exactly what you're going to do. You're going to bow here, then you're going to walk around here. This is the reason you're going to be doing this. This is what it means. And because no one's ever really done that in our community. So
it sounds really, really exciting, Navrup, and it's only because of time I move on. But tell me, where can we find out more?
So you can go to SikhWeddingFair.com and all the information's there. And we look forward to seeing everybody.
What time does it start?
Starts at 11 to 4, Carlsa Primary School. And you can reach out to us on Instagram as well. We have an Instagram page, which is Sikhi Marriage Week. So, and we're going to have events throughout the week, by the way. So we're going to have Instagram lives. We're going to have in-person events in Birmingham, West London, East London, Kent, Scotland, Derby and Coventry. So, just check out the hashtag Sikhi Marriage Week and you'll be able to find everything you need. And we'd like to see everybody there.
It's been lovely to talk to you, Navrup Kaur, who is running the Sikh Wedding Fair, which takes place tomorrow from 11 down there at Khalsa Primary School.